All packed up, ready to go. Ready to leave the non-haunted hotel, head to an actually haunted hotel. Hello everybody, welcome and welcome back. I am CrisTheGirl, and tonight, we are staying at a haunted bed and breakfast in St. Augustine, Florida. I figured maybe we could do this every year. Last year, we did the same thing. We stayed at Casa de Solana for Friday the 13th, and that's a haunted bed and breakfast in St. Augustine, and it was a lot of fun. And so we're basically doing the same thing here in the month of October. We got to make it extra super spooky as much as we can. So I thought that this would be a fun thing to do before we head back home. So we are going to be staying at Casa de Solana in St. Augustine. Last year, I stayed at Casa de Sueños. Very similar names. I'm going to try not to mix them up. So I'm excited to try something new, try out a different bed and breakfast. I had such a great time last year. Oh my gosh, that was one of the best experiences of my life. Not just because of like the paranormal of it all and like the creepiness of it all, but it was like genuinely that was my first time ever staying at a bed and breakfast in general, and the freaking breakfast was delicious, and it was just a really cool experience. So I'm excited to be doing this again and me taking you all along with me, of course, sharing this experience with you all, and I'm just really looking forward to it. So last year also, I'll mention this really quick too, but last year I wasn't convinced that we had any paranormal activity going on. I wasn't 100% sure, but now I know that there was definitely some ghosty activities going on inside of there. This isn't my first time at this rodeo. We've stayed at haunted places before, and I've had things happen before. We can talk about that later, different experiences that I've had and whatnot. So I'm really excited about this. I hope that we experience something tonight. We will see, but either way, it's going to be a really fun time. And of course, I wanted to take you all along with me. So, lots to set up here at the beginning, and I apologize. Right now, we are in Florence, South Carolina. And if you've been following the vlogs, following the videos, then you know I've been in Pennsylvania for the past week, spending time with my parents. It was a great, wonderful, beautiful, amazing time. I miss them so much. Thankfully, they're going to be right behind me, more or less, heading back to Florida very, very soon for the holidays and all the things. So, looking forward to that. But yeah, it was a really, really good time. I left yesterday and I drove about 8 hours. We're in Florence, South Carolina right now. This is where I stayed the night. There's a Target behind me here. I just popped in there really quick just to grab a couple of things. And then yeah, we're gonna head out on the road. I've got about a 5-hour drive ahead of me here. Not too bad, but I'm not gonna lie to you all, I am ready to not be in this car anymore. I think I'm done. I think I've reached my limit. I think I reached my limit a long time ago. So anyway, this is the last hurrah, the last shebang of the trip, and I'm just really excited about it. So thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope that you enjoy it. Grab a snack and a beverage, because we're doing spooky things today. We're going to a haunted hotel. Happy Halloween, everybody, and let's go. All right, ignore the windshield here. Very dirty. But we are, in fact, in Florida again. Florida.
Welcome to Florida.
Thank you. Florida welcomes us. Do I welcome Florida? I don't quite know yet, but I will say I am happy to be back here. I really am. All right, everybody, we have made it to the St. Augustine Buc-ees. I can't believe over a week ago we were here starting off this whole road trip, and now we are back again at the last little bit of it. So there you go. Also, you may have noticed there's a lot of ambulances, and there were a few electric trucks. I think there still are some electric trucks hanging out here at Buc-ees getting snacks and things like that. I imagine this is left over from the hurricane, unfortunately. So something worth of note there. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna head inside of Buc-ees, get the snacks, get a very, very much needed tea, get some caffeine, and yeah, we're gonna make it over to the hotel. And it's hot. It's hot here in Florida. Actually, it's quite nice out. It is very, very nice out, but it's definitely obviously a lot warmer than it was in Pennsylvania. or even South Carolina was today. So I'm going to take a minute here at Buc-ee's to get my life back in order here. I need to get my bags set for tonight because I'm not going to bring in all my things. I gotta put in my clothes and stuff like that into my backpack and just get my life rearranged here. So I'm going to take a minute here at Buc-ee's to get organized again, and then we'll be back on our way. The hotel is not far from here, or B&B, I guess I should say. It's probably like 15-20 minutes from here, so here we come, ghosties. We're on our way. Okay, well, just parked the car in the designated parking spot. It's actually kind of behind the Lightner Museum. Flagler is dead ahead of us right now, and it's just a short 6-minute walk to get back to the B&B. And there is an unloading loading zone right next to where it actually is, which is very, very nice. So I parked there and unloaded my stuff and checked in, did all the things. Everything went smoothly and looks really, really nice. Can't wait to show you. Put all my bags in the room and then headed over here and parked my car. I gotta say, I have never seen St. Augustine so dead. There's like nobody here. Usually it's hustle and bustle and traffic and pedestrians and all the things. And that has not been the case. It is a Monday as of the time of this recording, so it makes sense. Casa de Solana is located off of Avelis Street, which is right next door to the Spanish Military Museum. I can't remember if I said that out loud or not, but it is, and that's pretty cool. We went there last year again when we were staying at Casa de Sueños. We went there the next day, and it was so freaking cool. It was such an awesome experience. So it's really neat that we're staying just right down the street from it. And here we go. So that building right there, that pink building, is Casa de Solana. This is where I parked temporarily to unload and all the things. So we're gonna head on inside. Okay, here we go. We're staying in the British suite. Ta-da! Oh, okay, and it's blessedly air conditioned in here. So we'll do a little room tour together because I haven't even toured the room yet. So this will be exciting. Let me take my shoes off. Okay, so there's this whole sitting room area. Certainly more than enough chairs in here to have a nice little gathering space and whatnot. Got a luggage rack. Look at this cool window. What are we looking at? Ooh, the alleyway outside. Okay, kind of hard to see. The window is very, very dirty, but it's definitely an alleyway down there. That's neat. Yeah, this is quite nice. Look at this is the front door, by the way. And then there's a nice chest of drawers in here too. Look how beautiful this is. Wow. A lot of history probably just in this piece alone. And then look at this. The two doors open here into this beautiful room. Oh my gosh. Look at this beautiful brick piece here, which I'm sure is holding up like this entire building. But look how amazing that is. Wow. And then just behind that, nice little seating area. Kind of looks like this might lift up. It surely does. No dead bodies in there, so that's nice. And then what's out these windows? Kind of like a parking lot. Ooh, you can see it's a water view room. So that's neat. And then a really beautiful lamp here too. And then we have the bed. More than enough room for just me once again. Looks very nice. I think that might be a king if I had to wager a guess. And they have this nice little stand in here. We could get some ice. They had wine down there if we were so inclined. And a bathtub right here. Look, it's obvious that people go to B&Bs, you know, couples go to B&Bs, okay? This would be a nice romantic getaway. Someday we'll have to do this with my fiance, Tampa Jay, but unfortunately that couldn't happen this time. But we're gonna do it someday, I swear. We're gonna stay in a B&B, I should say. Anyway, beautiful, huge, freaking tub. Do we dare use it tonight? Do we dare use it? I don't know. We will see. Time will tell. What's outside of this window? Top of a building. Yeah, just buildings and such. Still pretty cool. And then I think finally there's this open door. Okay, here's the rest of the bathroom. Holy crap. No pun intended, but yeah, there's a whole shower in here as well. Look how cool the slanted ceiling is. Look how cool the shower curtain is. It's at a triangle. Oh, I bet they had to work hard to figure that one out now, didn't they? That's cool. And we got the turlet here as well. What's outside of this window? A building, sorry. All the windows are a little bit dirty, but it's just the window that's across the building that's across the way from us, which I guess makes sense. So there's that. We've got some fancy robes. Ooh, and a lovely sink area as well. And I think this is just I don't know where that door goes, but the light is on and it's a little bit scary. So we'll leave that alone. But yeah, that's the digs for tonight. We're living fancy for the last night of the road trip. We're living fancy in here. One more thing I guess we should check. Let's open these closets. What's in here? An ironing board and an iron. And a lot of really creepy, unused space in the back of this closet, which gives me the heebie-jeebies. We're gonna close this now. Okie dokie, all set. Now, as I said, this B&B is haunted, supposedly. We will see. I am sure that there are probably spirits inside of here. It's St. Augustine. It's one of the oldest cities in the entire country, so of course it's haunted. Everything is haunted here. Everything. So I'm not doubting that at all. I'm just curious to see what's going to happen, if anything happens. Figured since it's still daylight out, we should probably head out into St. Augustine and kind of walk around a little bit. I thought maybe we could head to Casa de Solana, where I stayed last year. We could kind of talk about why that's haunted. It's pretty much on the other side of the city, so it'll be a nice little walk there and then back, and then we can come back, relax. We can talk about why this space is considered haunted and all the things. So let's, I'm just gonna kind of freshen up just a tiny bit here, and then we're gonna head out. And we're passing the Spanish Military Hospital Museum now. Here it is, just at the end of the street, literally right next door. And I would highly, highly, highly recommend. It was so incredibly interesting and good. Not too much of like a tummy turner, like if you're sensitive to that sort of thing. Squeamish, I guess is the word. It really wasn't that bad. Because trust me, I am too. St. Augustine reminds me so heavily of Salem and vice versa. It gives me the same kind of vibes, those tiny like little streets that you can walk down, lots of shops, places to eat, all the things. Just kind of reminded me a lot of St. Augustine when we were there in Salem. Also gotta point out the medieval torture museum over here too. Probably my most favorite thing to do here in St. Augustine, to be honest. We did this a couple years ago and it was so cool and spooky and eerie and also educational and interesting. Yeah, it's off season. It's a Monday. We just had a hurricane. This may be the time to be here at St. Augustine. Weather's not too bad either. This is interesting. We got some Beetlejuice characters up here and it says book a Beetlejuice pub crawl today. TheTastingTours.com. Okay. Huh. So the oldest schoolhouse has certainly seen better days. Wonder what happened here. It's currently filled with deadly poison. Let's not go too close to it. Termites? Mold? Everybody take your guesses, but hopefully it'll be back up and running soon. Okay, we made it to Cordova Street. So there is a parking garage just right over there, which is the best place to park in my opinion for St. Augustine. Most places are within walking distance, but there's the Potter's Wax Museum. Tampa Jay and I went there again like a couple of years ago. And then just down the street here is where we stayed last year. We also took a walking ghost tour in St. Augustine a little bit ago, and we learned that look, once again, it's St. Augustine. Everywhere is haunted, okay, but this is one of the cemeteries here that is notably haunted. And the one story that I remember is that there's a little boy who haunts this particular graveyard because I think he was playing on a tree or something like that and then fell and sadly passed away. So he haunts these grounds. That's what they say, at least. Tolomato Cemetery. That's what we're looking at in here. And this tiny little gravestone here is sadly where he lays to rest. James. Hope you're resting in peace, James. Good to see you again. And then just at the end of this street here is Casa de Sueños. Essentially what I did was just Google haunted hotels in St. Augustine. That's how I found these places. It's not a big secret or anything like that. And Casa de Sueños is one of the top ones that was on the list, as well as the one that I'm staying at tonight, and a number of other ones too. And it looks like perhaps they've gotten quite a bit of hurricane damage recently. But yeah, here it is, Casa de Sueños bed and breakfast. I had a great time here. Would highly recommend. Again, the breakfast was just amazing. And the reason that they say it's haunted is because it used to be a funeral parlor. Notably, that window out there that kind of juts out in an not odd way, but in a different way, is where they used to, I guess, display like the coffins or whatever, as was the style at the time. So I think there's a few other reasons too why they say it's haunted, but that's the big thing. Again, I didn't exactly at the time think that I had any super like paranormal things happen to me while I was staying here at Casa de Sueños, but looking back on it now and knowing what I know, definitely did have some paranormal stuff happen in there. So I would have no problem saying, yeah, it's probably haunted. There's a nice sign talking about the history of Avila Street. In the Spanish times, this was the street of the Royal Hospital. It was renamed in 1923 in honor of the birthplace of Pedro Menendez de Aviles. So, yeah, this is like a military hospital street. And I learned that too at the Spanish Military Hospital Museum. Cannot recommend enough, but I learned so much stuff. This was only like a small smidgen of what the hospital would have been. I want to say the apothecary was in here. I don't think this ever housed actual like sick patients or like wounded people or whatever. There's a garden out in the back that they would use for their apothecary. This building over here on the side is where the actual hospital was, and they housed actual sick, dying, wounded people over there. So that area over there, from what I understand, would be pretty dang haunted. All right, so everything that I'm going to read to you is actually directly off of Casa de Solana's website as to why it is haunted here. So it says that unexplained phenomena at Casa de Solana seem to only occur in the courtyard, dining room, parlor, Montehura room, and the British suite, which is where we are at right now and why I decided to pick this room. And actually that's kind of interesting because the Montehura, I hope I'm saying that correctly, is directly below us. And then directly below that room is the dining room, is the area that I showed just a moment ago, the beautiful dining room area. So it's interesting that they're all on this side of the building as opposed to the other side. So I don't know, just something of note there. It says that the spirits who may reside here seem peaceful. Federico, a soldier who died guarding the building in the 1800s, seems to still faithfully watch over the inn, sometimes appearing in the entrance or the courtyard. Over the years, people have reported seeing shadows, hearing whispers, footsteps, or doors opening, or feeling gentle touches at night. Items in the dining room sometimes are moved during the night, surprising the staff in the morning. The British suite, with its low slanted ceilings under the rafters, located on the 3rd floor, it's cozy and private, perhaps what draws spirits there as well. The suite has a king bed, in-room jetted tub, etc. Oh, it just talks about the amenities in the room. It is a very nice room, I will say that. In the Montehura room, it says they reportedly captured the image of a Spanish mounted dragoon sitting in the wing chairs. Sometimes the spirit of a gentle woman dressed in white is said to appear opening a door overlooking Charlotte Street, although she may be seen on the stairs or in the courtyard as well. Sounds like we gotta spend some time maybe in the courtyard too at some point. Okay, interesting. So finding just a little bit more history of this actual building, but it says on their website that this inn resides in the 7th oldest house on the oldest street in St. Augustine. So that's pretty wild. Very, very old building. It says the inn's name is a nod to the original owner, Don Manuel Lorenzo Solana, who was part of one of the first Spanish families in St. Augustine. He was part of the Spanish Army's mounted dragoons and was one of just 8 men allowed to remain in the city after the British occupation in 1763. Yeah, I can't really seem to find too much more information on this particular building, why it's considered haunted and all the things, but I think all of that history kind of speaks for itself. It's old. It's really old. So older buildings, they're usually haunted. I mean, like I said, like I keep saying, like a broken record, it's St. Augustine, like every building here is haunted, so there you go. I guess we will just see what happens. But yeah, so I'll talk about what happened at Casa de Sueños for me. So like I said, nothing in particular, nothing like, I don't know, nothing like what you see on TV or in movies or anything like that. But I do believe that spirits can feel that they can communicate through me, I suppose, or to me, maybe I should say. So when I was there, when I was sleeping, I had a very fitful sleep. I did not rest very easily that night. And there were a couple of times that night where I felt like I was being like someone was like right here shouting in my ear something. I don't know what, but I woke up several times to the feeling of somebody was right here talking in my ear trying to get my attention. So I don't know, take that with what you will, but to me that doesn't happen all of the time. I've definitely had that happen to me before on many occasions. So I don't know, that to me feels like someone was trying to get my attention, trying to tell me something. So hopefully this time around it will be a little bit more successful. I don't know, we will see. It's up to the spirits if they want to talk, whatever, it's fine either way. Look at the beautiful view out there. Got a horse and carriage ride just went around the corner, And then there's some live music going on over there too. You can see the water. This is awesome. It's really, really beautiful. You can even see the lighthouse from here. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. It's way, 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 way out there. Right there. Right there. That's supposedly like the most haunted lighthouse like in the country, it seems like. Gotta make a trip there too. And then the other time that we stayed at a haunted hotel was with Tampa Jay in Savannah, Georgia, almost a year ago since then as well. But it was at the Marshall House. If you Google in most haunted hotel in Savannah, Georgia, that's gonna be the first thing that pops up. It's incredibly, incredibly well-known haunted hotel in Savannah. So we knew we had to stay there. And again, we didn't have any situations there that were like the typical things that you might think of that you see on TV or movies or anything like that. I guess my way of, I don't want to say communicating, but like of receiving from spirits is auditory, clairaudient, because I heard a lot of things. So the entire stay that we had there, which was only a few nights, but the entire stay that we had there, nothing really happened. I didn't really hear anything. I didn't really feel anything. It was pretty much silent. But the last night we were there, I swear to goodness, it felt like The Shining, in the sense that I felt like the room was awake, like the spirits were awake, and there were so many of them in that room. And I heard music just loud as if it was playing right here again, like in my ear, clear as day to me. And I remember they're sitting there editing my video with my headphones on, listening to my video as I'm editing away, and I keep popping my headphones off, and I'm turning to Tampa Jay, and I'm like, dude, like there's stuff going on in this room right now. Like I hear music, I hear somebody sitting on that chair over there playing banjo music. I hear like old-timey, like Civil War kind of folksy music right now. Like this place is alive right now. It was wild. I've never experienced anything like that before. We also we found a coin too, which I still have because that was a really cool moment. I'm a very observant person. I notice if like the smallest things are out of place or whatever. So we were in that room again for, a couple of days. And on, I think it was like that last day, I found a penny, like the super, super, super old penny on the floor. And I swear to goodness, there's no possible way that penny would have been in there when we first walked inside of that room. And we didn't have maid service or anything like that. So it kind of just appeared out of nowhere, or I would have noticed that freaking penny on the floor. Trust me, it wasn't like hiding or anything. It was just all of a sudden there. And it was really old too. So that was a weird, interesting moment as well. So we've had some experiences. We've definitely had experiences. The other thing I should mention too, since we're just talking about paranormal things that have happened to us, but another spooky thing that is still like one of the scariest things that's ever happened to me, spookiest things ever, and it's caught on video too, is when myself and Tampa Jay and Mark Muncie and our pal Cris from Aimless Adventures went to the names are escaping me today. May Stringer House. It's been a long day. The May Stringer House in Brooksville. We went there, and it was right before their so again, like 2 years ago. It was right before their Halloween event. We did a preview of their haunt in that house, and it was really, really good, by the way. Definitely check it out. I'm sure they're doing another Halloween event this year. But that house is very, very haunted, very, very spooky. And we were up in the attic, which is said to be the most haunted spot inside of that house. And well, man, it's kind of a long story, but basically we were up in the attic and kind of just talking out loud, like, hey, spirits, like, we're here if you want to show yourself, if you want to do something. Meanwhile, Mark Muncy closes the door and latches the door. Like, the door is closed. I heard it. The door is closed to the attic. And then we're walking around talking like, hey, spirits, if you're here, if you want to make yourself known, blah, 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 blah. And then, as, again, we've been walking around maybe like 5 minutes or so, I think I verbalized out loud, like, I don't think the spirits are going to do anything. I didn't mean for it to sound like, I just meant like, I really don't think that they're going to do anything in here. And then all of a sudden, the door opens of its own accord and just slowly opens. And it's all on camera. The video is out there if you want to see it. And we all just look at each other like, holy crap. The message was clear. Here's the door. You can leave now. I'm tired of you. Stop asking me things. Just go, basically. So we all like freaked out. There was no possible way that door would have opened by itself. Mark closed it, latched it. I heard it with my own ears. It's not on there was no wind. There was no, like, the area wasn't on an angle or anything for the door to just open on its own. Nobody was there to open it. And so that was really, really scary. Also, all throughout the night, I felt something poking me on my legs. Like someone was coming up and like just poking me on my lower leg area, like behind my knees and stuff. And as I was going through the haunt, like I just feel like poking, like someone's poking me. And one of the spirits that haunts the May Stringer house is a little girl. So I think she might have wanted to play or something. I don't know, but that's pretty much most of the paranormal stories that I have. I definitely have other things that I could share, but I'm not going to share them. But yeah, so those are my stories. If you have any really cool paranormal stories, definitely let me know down in the comments below. I'd be interested to hear. But yeah, we'll see what happens tonight if we add to those stories tonight. But even if we don't, that's okay. We're gonna have a relaxing evening here, and I'll take you into tomorrow as well. Tomorrow morning, I'll report back, let you know what I saw, if anything happened. It'd be cool if I could get my phone maybe to do like a time lapse or something overnight. I don't know. We will see how fancy we get with it. But yeah, it's a whopping 6:45 right now. And I'm just gonna kind of relax for a little bit. All right, I showered, changed into my jammy jams. We're gonna do a bed test. Ooh, yes. I've been living, well, I'm really just thinking in here, huh? I've been in a car for 2 days straight, basically, it feels like. So anything's gonna feel good to me at this point, but this feels really, really good so far. So, looking forward to it. Gonna be a good night's sleep. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, St. Augustine. Good morning, Dirty Windows. Good morning, everybody. It is clearly the next day, and I'll just get right to it. Nothing happened. Nothing happened last night. Not that I am aware of. I really just kind of passed out. I fell asleep, and I feel like I was in a relatively deep sleep for most of the night here. And I didn't feel... I don't know. It's hard to say because, like, when you know a place is supposed to be haunted and, like, all the things, I feel like you're automatically kind of spooked out. You feel like things are watching you. People are watching you. All of that stuff. You feel a little bit uneasy, I guess. So, yeah, I felt that this entire time. But I don't know if that's because I'm expecting that, because I am expecting it to be haunted, or if because that is really actually the case. You know what I mean? So I kind of felt that all night, just a little bit uneasy, a little bit unsure. So I don't want to say it was like in the deepest sleep ever of my life, but I definitely fell asleep, and I fell asleep pretty hard. So there's that. But I didn't hear anybody like trying to talk to me. I don't know. I didn't hear anything out of place at all. So there's that. But I will say that I do have reason to believe that there are spirits here inside of this inn, inside of this room, and I hope that they are resting peacefully and okay, but I'm not 100% sure if that's the case. I don't know. But yeah, I do have reason to believe that they are here. But as far as like anything physical, I suppose, I mean, not physical is not the right word. Anything that I heard or saw or smelled or whatever last night or this morning so far up to right now, not a nothing in here. So I don't think that the spirits in here are really eager to talk or really eager to do too much maybe with us. I don't know. I'm not really sure. So, but that's where we are at with life right now. So I think it's about 8:30 or so. Obviously I have showered and whatnot, and we're gonna head downstairs to breakfast. I'll show you breakfast, and then we're gonna head back upstairs, pack, and pretty much head on out of here. All right, well, breakfast is mercifully over. I grabbed also a LaCroix on the way up. They have a whole little fridge in there of sodas and water and things like that, so I grabbed a LaCroix. I got one of these last night. Really good. Not usually a fan of sparkling water, but it hit the spot, so I grabbed another one for the road. And also brought up my coffee in the really cool Casa de Solana mug here. I only say mercifully over because it was just so awkward. Like it's awkward doing these things by yourself kind of in general, but especially in these situations where you're kind of all forced to like go down the stairs and get breakfast and whatnot, and it's just a sea of couples inside of that tiny little dining room that I've showed you all. And I just walk in and I was kind of hoping and praying that it would be that I got there late enough that it wouldn't be completely full and I'd be like the last person to show up. Well, guess what? That's 100% exactly what happened. And everybody was there, and then I just kind of show up in my all black outfit here, looking like Morticia Adams just woke up, rolled out of bed. And so I'm just like, oh God, like this is kind of worst nightmare situation here. So I just awkwardly like get my coffee and just kind of sit down and wait for food and all the things. So, but it was fine. It was fine. The breakfast was absolutely delicious. It was so incredibly good. And I remember that from Casa de Sueños too. Like the breakfast was so good, and this one was so good too. So they pulled out all the stops. I mean, the china, the silverware, and the things like that they use. Like holy crap, fancy. So yeah, great experience. Glad it's over. Glad it's over. But anyway, I'm gonna finish getting ready and packing up, and then we're gonna head on out of here. I think I am ready. I think I am all packed, set to go. And yeah, before I do, thought we would chat for just a moment here on a couple of things, because this marks the end of the trip right here. It's been a little over a week, almost 2 weeks that I've been gone. I guess a week and a half. And this was just an awesome trip. I know I didn't film like the most. I didn't show the most. We didn't do the most. But it was the most to me because I got to spend time with my parents. Sorry. I always cry. I'm sorry. It's not a CrisTheGirl vlog if I don't cry about my parents. But I had to spend time with my parents, and that was the most important thing of all. And it was a really awesome trip, and difficult and tough too, because we had a major hurricane come right through here in Florida, And I had no idea that, once again, like I feel like a broken record because I've said this multiple times, but I obviously had no idea we were going to be getting a huge, devastating hurricane through Florida when I left. And that's like just really incredibly scary for a lot of different reasons. But like in my case, I left here not thinking that something like that was going to happen. You know, you really just don't know. There was nothing on the weather, you know, news sites or anything like that indicating that we were going to get a major hurricane. It just kind of came out of nowhere. And so to be away from your home while all of that is happening is just really, 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 really scary. So I feel super relieved to be back home, that our home in particular didn't get too much damage or anything like that. We were out of power for quite a few days there. The worst thing that happened to us was we lost all of our food that was in the fridge, in the freezer. But if that's the worst that's happened, then honestly, it's not a big deal. You know, these things happen. We were definitely a lot more fortunate than a lot of other people out there for sure. And that just really, really, really breaks my heart. But, what I'm getting at with all of this is I feel relieved and happy to be home. And I'm not even home yet, but I'm so looking forward to going home. And before I left and when I left on this trip, I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like, I cannot wait to get the heck out of this state. I'm sick of it. Like, I'm done. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. And I thought that I wouldn't want to come back home, to be honest with you. I thought that I was gonna be really, really upset and depressed that I had to come back home. But it's been 110% the opposite. I really can't wait to come back home. And so that alone has made this trip so necessary and kind of, transformative for me, I suppose I could say. So that's really nice. That's really nice. That's a nice feeling. I would rather have this feeling right now of just being relieved and happy to be home than just totally depressed and sad that the trip is over. Now, don't get me wrong. I am definitely sad that it's over. I know in a week from now, I'll probably be wishing I was, anywhere else again. But for now, I'm going to take in this feeling of being happy that I'm back home and really take it to heart and just feel it for all that it's worth. And try to remember this feeling in a week from now when I am kind of sick of it. So anyway, I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there. It's been a really lovely, awesome trip. I appreciate you all watching the videos. If you watch them, I really appreciate it. I don't get out that much. I don't get out of the state that much. So I appreciate you all watching the videos when I do. It means a lot to me. This was really a lot of fun. So also, I'll just go ahead and throw it out there. This is also my 3-year anniversary doing the YouTubes today, October 15th, as of the time of this recording. I put out my very first YouTube video. I went to Hershey Gardens. Maybe don't watch it. It's probably incredibly cringy and I don't even want to think about it. But nonetheless, 3 years ago, we've been doing this, the YouTube thing, and it's just amazing. We're above 30,000 subscribers and I just can't believe it. I can't believe how much we've done in 3 years. Like, it is mind-blowing to me. It feels like 50 years and yet it feels like I barely scratched 2 years. So it's just amazing. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I always say a little prayer of gratitude and thanks for every single one of you, for all of my viewers, all of my subscribers, because I don't have a channel without you guys. I've said that from the very, very, very beginning, and I will continue to say it. I don't have a channel without all of you watching and being here, commenting, liking, doing all the things. So I just appreciate you all so much coming along with me on all of the weird, random adventures that we do on this channel and will continue to do going forward. So happy 3-year anniversary, CrisTheGirl. I don't know. It's just mind-blowing to me. It doesn't even feel real to me. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there as well. But anyway, it's time to go. It's time to go home. We're actually not going to go straight home. We're not going to go straight home. We're going to head to Buc-ee's in Daytona, get some tea, do some Christmas shopping, and then I'm thinking we might go to Trader Joe's on the way home too. The one I'm thinking in Winter Park. So one last look at the room. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. And all of the spirits that are here, please stay here. Please do not follow me home. Please stay. And once again, thank you for having me. All right. Let's go. I have to say, one of the highlights of this trip has been going to Buc-ee's on a weekday and in the middle of the day, because it is not busy here. This is the Daytona Buc-ee's, and I don't know if I've ever seen it this not crazy and busy just at the gas pumps. We haven't been inside yet, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that crazy in there. This may be the one and only time that I've ever seen this particular Buc-ee's not busy, and I'm looking forward to it because I want to do some Christmas shopping. Anyway, got my gas, didn't need that much, but I figured I better fuel up since the fuel situation in Florida is still not the best. And we got Buc-ee's ornaments over here. Maybe we should grab another one. I'm pretty sure we have 2 of them, maybe even more than that, to be honest. So I don't know. Do we need to grab another one? Do we grab one every year? A different one every year? I don't know. All right, we are back from Buc-ee's. I'll just show you really quick what I got here. So, you can see this already, so I'll show you first. But I did get the Buc-ee that you stick inside of the tree. I had to get it. I had to. You know, from the moment that I saw this thing on our first day of our road trip, I had to grab him. So, we got him. Excited to decorate the tree with him eventually. I did get a present for my mom, so I won't show that, but I'll show some other stuff, rest of the stuff. So I got some air fresheners for my car. I hope these smell good, but even if they don't, they sure are adorable. Buc-ee's air fresheners. And I did go ahead and grab an ornament, another Buc-ee's ornament for the tree this year. I just thought it was so stinking cute. That face, that little beaver face, gets me every time. Can't help it. And speaking of that, I did also get a new Christmas shirt, a Christmas pullover here with Buc-ee's face on it. I thought this was just really adorable too. You know, we're getting into the pullovers, the long sleeve shirts and all the things. So I really liked the color of this too. That's what really was the clincher for me. And it feels really soft as well. And then finally, I got one of those huge cooler bags, and this was $20, which isn't the most inexpensive thing in the world, but it's not the most expensive thing in the world, especially considering it's freaking huge. A big cooler bag like this would probably cost like $3 or something like that anywhere else. So it's insulated on the inside, and I thought that this would be perfect for today because we're going to Trader Joe's in Winter Park, and it's going to be kind of a long drive after that, making it back home. So with all of like the frozenables and whatnot that I'm about to grab, I figured this would come in clutch, and we'll obviously use it in the future too. I think Jay and I are going to go grocery shopping today when I get back as well, because we got to replenish a lot of things, so this will come in handy for that. So yep, that's everything that I got from Buc-ee's except for an extra large tea, iced tea. Didn't get any snacks because I'm still pretty full from breakfast earlier. And yeah, let's go to the car wash. Update, but the Buc-ee's car freshener smells really, really good. And it's super freaking adorable too. They had a bunch of different kinds, but this is the one that I went with. So yippee! Probably another thing I should have grabbed at the beginning of the trip, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Buc-ee's car wash. Here we go. This is my first time doing this in my car. Ooh, did you see that? There's Buc-ee. Thanks, Buc-ee. We did this in Tampa Jay's car not all that long ago for the very first time. My car Definitely deserves it. Definitely deserves this car wash. And it needs it too. Almost done. Almost done. Made it to Trader Joe's in Winter Park. I don't think I've ever been to this one before. And per typical Trader Joe fashion, smallest parking lot in the world. But we found a spot. It's just 5,000 years away, but that's okay. We're heading inside now. Alright, finally here we will do a Trader Joe's haul. I couldn't show too much in the store because very rapidly my hands got incredibly full, so I'll just show you what I got here. They did not have, like, listen, we're coming in late in the season, okay? If you recall, if you watched a random video from however long ago, I really wanted to get to Trader Joe's sooner when they like first dropped their Halloween stuff. But that just didn't happen. So we're here late in the season, but they really did not have like much of anything, honestly. But we did what we could. So first of all, randomly, I got some flowers. I got some eucalyptus leaves and then just a bouquet of flowers. I just thought this would be nice to have coming back home to put inside of our house. Our poor house that is gone through quite a lot past week or so. I got some dark chocolate peanut butter cups. These are so good. I have to have one right now, actually. Now that I think about it, you just have to for science to make sure it's just as good as I remember. Also picked up some ground coffee here. I'm not 100% sure why I did, but I did. Autumn maple coffee. It smells really super good. Also picked up some pumpkin spice covered JoJo's. It's a yogurt flavored coating. Has sea salt on there too. Sounds so good. Usually these are really delicious. I can't remember if I've had those or not. Additionally, picked up 2 bags of the mandarin orange chicken. These are usually so hard to grab and find because everybody loves them. And I'm a vegetarian. I'm not going to be eating them, but my parents and my fiance will. Just taking a photo to show them. I picked them up, so that'll be good for later when my parents come over and for Tampa Jay in general. And this is one of my favorite things to eat from Trader Joe's. Their spanakopita. Delicious. Got that. Also, thankfully, found the Halloween JoJo's. These are my absolute favorite things ever. Plus, they're adorable. They were all the way down on a random bottom shelf, so I'm so glad that I found them because I would have been really disappointed. I think this is the last thing that I picked up. I got a lot of desserts and snacks, unfortunately, but I picked up these petite pumpkin spice cookies because we definitely got these last year and they are delicious. So I got those. Yeah, bunch of snacks, bunch of desserts, as I said, but it's all right. We got our stuff from Trader Joe's. I actually went back out into the wild to get some coffee. I noticed this on my way out of Trader Joe's. Juan Valdez Colombian coffee, and let me tell you, it's really good, really smooth, hitting the spot. I couldn't help myself. Wanted to grab a little cafecito for the drive home. And actually with that, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of wrap it up here. I'll let you know when I'm home and show Bella and like all the things. But I'm just gonna go ahead and just wrap this video up here because we're just driving home at this point. We're just driving home. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Fun time in St. Augustine, staying at another haunted B&B, and essentially just making our way back home. I'm so excited, so relieved, so happy to be back home, and that everything is okay, that we have power again, and all the things. I'm there's a lot of people out there who still do not have power here in the state of Florida. We know a few of them. So it's not a great situation all around. So I'm very, very, very thankful that we do, and that I have a home to return to, and like all of these things. Again, never would have thought in a million years that would have been a question when I left over a week ago, but here we are. And yeah, I'm just really excited to be back here in Florida again, back home. Looking forward to seeing Tampa Jay and Bella. This has been the longest amount of time that I've been away from the both of them. And yeah, so just really looking forward to that. We're also gonna have to go grocery shopping because again, we lost all of our food. So that's a lot of fun, and just all the things. Just gonna get settled and whatnot and get ready for a normal day of work and life tomorrow. So thank you again for watching and for being here, for subscribing. It means the world to me. You all mean the world to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And thanks for joining me on this road trip. Okay, got a lot more spooky adventures and adventures in general coming up here really, really soon. Happy Halloween, everybody, and I will see you all a little bit later. Bye-bye, everyone. See you soon. There it is. Still standing. Still standing after the hurricane. Also, figures this is the spot where we would hit the traffic on like pretty much this entire road trip. Well, except for Baltimore and DC. That was just terrible, but it's good to be home again. All right, Bella. Hi, Bella. It's good to see you again. Good to see you again. I hope Daddy gave you lots of snacks and love while I was gone. I'm sure he did. Oh, I missed my girl. Missed my Halloween, missed my home, missed my man. It's good to be back home. It is good to be back home.